Welcome to the Lawyers Who Care podcast. It is a video show that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we'll meet a new lawyer and they will share stories of when they went above and beyond legal counsel for the benefit of their client. My name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, a nationally recognized wealth management firm for lawyers, law firms, and their clients. So let's applaud lawyers who care and learn from them. Today, my guest is Jason Owen. He specializes in matrimonial law at Lynch Owens PC in Hingham, Massachusetts. Jason, welcome.
Thank you, Andrew.
Great. So tell us how you came to your profession.
So I was originally a journalism student as an undergrad, and then I found out that didn't pay very well, and I went to law school. And while I was at law school, I was lucky enough to be placed in the Harvard Law legal clinic. I really didn't know. It was only my first year. I didn't know what type of law I wanted to practice, but I thought family law sounded like it had good stories. So I signed up, and really the rest is history, because once your resume says you do something, the next job is based on what you say you can do. And so I've been doing it for 15 years.
Great. What do you like best about it?
Well, I think that it is always interesting doing divorce and family law. It is never boring. There are always stories that, get to the human drama of everyone's lives, about love and loss and kids. And I've just always been stimulated by it. It's something where I like showing up to work every single day.
What don't you love about it? Don't worry, it's just us. No one's watching.
Sure. So, at times when you are, you sort of have a stable of clients, up to 20 clients at one time. And if I have 3 or 4 or 5 cases that are all dealing with very taxing child-related custody issues, where there's not an easy solution, the stress level can get pretty high. But most of the time, I'm pretty happy with my group of clients, and I manage to have a tolerance for it.
Have you noticed birds of a feather? Do you attract clients like yourself, or do you attract polar opposites, or what does that look like for you?
So, one of the things that I'm probably better known for having a blog than I am as a lawyer in some ways. We get about 20,000 unique clicks a month, and we get people who read our blogs who really come from all walks of life. You do get some people who really think they need a male attorney or a female attorney. I'm not sure how true that is, but they will read about you and they will come to you and think they know you. But it's not until you really talk to someone when you can determine if you're a good fit.
Speaking of good fits, tell us a story about when you went above and beyond for a client, of course, leaving off any, identifiable components.
Well, the story that jumps to my mind is really one about perseverance. It's not about a big voila moment in the courtroom or a stunning verdict. It's about a client who came to me. Her case was already 5 years old. It was a divorce case. And her husband was a extreme alcoholic. He had, when I first entered the case, I read some of his medical records, and they were just harrowing. These stories of him waking up in a pool of blood at his house and being hospitalized for 20 days at a time, half of that time incoherent, and yet he always recovered. And he was absolutely opposed to getting divorced. He would use profanity in the courtroom in one moment, and then the next, he would profess his undying love to my client, and he didn't want to get divorced. And the case took 7.5 years to finish. And during that time, my client was essentially traumatized. She had originally left the house out of fear, but as the case wore on, it became clear that this husband's antics, his drinking, his, at one point he claimed he was deaf in order to keep the case from going forward. And the system just is not set up to deal with someone who is taking every possible step, not only to interrupt the legal process, but to actually, in his case, drink himself to death. And so with this client, what I had to do was work with her to try to get past the damage that she had received, not just as a result of the relationship, but of the divorce process itself. When you are 7 years into a divorce and it feels like no one is listening to you, and you're grinding away trying to do something like get the house sold, when the man who's living in it is sort of terrorizing the realtor and showing up during open houses intoxicated, it's extremely demoralizing. And so with this client, what we had to do is team up and work our way through the process, all the way through a trial, all the way through a 1-year post-trial period. And throughout that process, in a lot of ways, I think I was just a friend, or sometimes a mentor, or just someone to listen to what she was going through, because the trauma of the process was, and what she was having to experience, was more challenging than the legal issues that I was facing.
And looking back, what is your takeaway? Obviously, you have you scratch your head and thinking about the system itself, but how is the client today?
So the client, who I actually spoke to this morning, because I let her know I might talk indirectly about her case, she's doing great. She has gotten through the process. She has restarted her life. She has friends. She has a lot of the things that, when I first got in the case, she really, I don't think, could imagine, because she had already been for 5 years embroiled in this impossible situation. But we were able to finally disentangle her and finally get her divorced and get all the property sold and every last transaction done, so that she no longer had to have any connection at all with this person. And so it's a case that shows that sometimes the best thing that you can do for a client is be there with them on the phone, on email, through each trying moment, and providing an outcome for them or a solution for them each time a person who is just dedicated to standing in the way of the process. If you can do that for them and get them to the other side, even the outcome not that different from what would have been a settlement proposal 4 or 5 years earlier. Just getting to the other side and allowing her to move on with her life, it was something that I found more fulfilling than, a lot of cases in which you're having a dramatic moment in the courtroom. She's happy, and that makes me happy.
Got it. So just to remind everyone, today my guest is Jason Owen. He specializes in matrimonial law at Lynch Owens in Hingham, Massachusetts. Jason, if you could for 2 times tell everyone your phone number.
So our phone number is 781-741-5000. One more time.
Please.
781-741-5000.
Great. And in either an email address or some social media telemetry, whatever you feel comfortable giving out.
So if you come visit our website at lynchowens.com, or you punch that into Google and look on Facebook, or you look on Twitter, we're on all the social media networks. Come check out our blog, and you can email us or me easily through the website.
Got it. Jason, thank you so much for a terrific story today and a wonderful conclusion. Just to remind everyone, this is the Lawyers Who Care, a video show podcast. We highlight attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. My name again, Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth. If anyone has an attorney that they're particularly fond of, or you are an attorney would like to be a guest here, please go to info@samalinwealth.com. That's info@samalinwealth.com. I'd like to thank everyone for watching today. Jason, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew.